آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وعن جابر رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم دخلت الجنة فإذا أنا بالرميصاء امرأة أبي طلحة وسمعت خشفة فقلت من هذا؟ فقال هذا بلال. ورأى فقلت للخطاب فأردت أن أدخله فأنظر إليه فذكرت غيرتك فقال عمر بأبي أنت وأمي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أعليك أغار متفق عليه. My dear respected elders, last week's dars we started the manaqib, the special qualities of the second Khalifa of the Muslims, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Sayyidina Umar al-Faruq radiallahu anhu. And I had mentioned in last week's dars, there are almost 19 ahadith the author of this book, Mishkaat al-Massabih, has compiled regarding the virtues of Umar radiallahu anhu. And some of them we have gone through in the previous dars. In this dars, inshallah, we'll learn a bit more about the virtues of Umar radiallahu anhu. Sayyidina Jabir radiallahu anhu narrated, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, I entered paradise. And this entering of paradise was on the night of Mi'raj. As we know, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he went to the heavens, a whole long story which happened. So on this night, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered Jannah paradise. I saw Rumaysa, who was the wife of Abu Talha, and I heard the scuff of feet and asked, who is he? Jibreel alayhi salam, he asked Jibreel alayhi salam or another angel. He said, it is Bilal. Meaning the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard the footsteps of Sayyidina Bilal radiallahu anhu in Jannah. I saw a castle in a side or a courtyard which sat a young woman who was one of the hools of paradise. I asked her, whom does it belong? The inmate of paradise or the angel said it belongs to Umar ibn al-Khattab. I wish to enter it and look at it from inside, but I recalled your self-respect, O Umar, so I refrained from stepping in. Umar radiallahu anh submitted, may my parents be ransomed to you. Shall I be envious of you, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Now from this hadith, firstly, we look at a few points. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered Jannah on the night of Mi'raj. Also, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard some footsteps in Jannah. And when he was told these are the footsteps of Bilal radiallahu anhu. Bilal radiallahu anhu, what was his status before? He was a slave from Abyssinia. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him such a status that Bilal radiallahu anhu was the mu'adhin of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's Masjid al-Nabawi. Bilal radiallahu anhu had such a status that his footsteps were heard in Jannah by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The ulamas mentioned what was the reason for this different reason. One is because Bilal radiallahu anh, in the dunya, he would walk in front of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. What was the purpose? To walk in front, because usually the requirement of respect and adab is to walk behind. He would walk in front of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, reason being if there's any obstacles, any stones, then he could remove that. So the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's path is clear. And also, He was asked, is there any special amal that you do, O Bilal? And he mentioned that after I perform my wudu, I come and pray 2 rakats. Tahiyatul wudu and Tahiyatul masjid. And because of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him such a status in Jannah. Then the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam seen the palace of Umar radiallahu anhu in Jannah. And it was so beautiful that the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wanted to enter this palace, but he said, "Oh Umar, I remembered your self-respect." So from this, if we ponder, the Sahabas, when they heard the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was haqq, and there is no doubt how much iman we have in the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They had more iman. Can you imagine Umar radiallahu anhu hearing about his palace in Jannah from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? But yet, how did he live his life? If it was one of us, we'd be like, okay, I've done enough. I don't need to do anything else. He would cry. He would cry when he would remember the grave. He would cry when he would remember the akhirah. And how much fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did he have? Despite listening to him, he was one of those companions. In the dunya, he was told that he is guaranteed Jannah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioning that, look, I've seen your palace in Jannah. But still, how did they live their lives? What do we learn a lesson from this? That we should not be content. Shaitan is very deceiving. We come to the masjid and pray namaz, will make us feel content. Many people have a beard, they're content, they think that's it, I'm a Haji Sahib, I'm a half Maulvi, Maulana Sahib, I'm a half Sheikh. Even in our countries, if you have a beard, you are half qualified as a Maulana. People already label you Maulvi Sahib. Just because you have a beard, you have become a scholar. Now, what happens? Shaitan makes us feel content. You have a beard, you've done your part of deen. You come to the masjid and pray namaz, you're doing enough, that's it. That's not the reality, my brothers. That is a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have responsibilities also. We have responsibilities in joining good, forbid evil. Umar radiallahu anhu was promised Jannah. Did he just sit back? He used to go at night in the streets of Medina to look what's happening, the condition of people, to see what condition they're living in. Do they need anything? Do they need any financial support? And along with that, what is the condition of people practicing their deen? So it's not enough, we should not be content. Yes, we should be content in dunya, but shaitan makes us think we never have enough. One business is not enough, one fancy car is not enough, one house is not enough, we want more. In dunya, we're not content, we think I've got a higher goal to achieve. In deen, I've got a beard and I'm praying my namaz, I'm fasting in Ramadan. If you speak to someone about deen, they say, don't talk to me, I pray 5 times a day. Don't talk to me about Islam, I've got a beard, I'm a born Muslim. Yet how much do they really know about Islam? That is a separate question. We should not be content. We learn this from the Sirah, the Sahabas. Not being content, but always having 2 types of attributes, khawf and hope. We have fear of Allah and hope in Allah. Fear of Allah enough that it stops us from committing sins, and so much hope that if we have committed a sin, that Allah will forgive. عن سعيد رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بين أنا نائم رأيت الناس يعرضون علي وعليهم قمص منها ما يبلغ الثدي ومنها ما دون ذلك وأُرِض علي عمر بن الخطاب وعليه قميص يجره قالوا فما أولت يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الدين متفق عليه. Sayyidina Abu Sa'id radiallahu anhu narrated Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, while I was asleep I saw some people being presented to me. They had their shirts on them, some of whom went down to their chest and some was shorter than that. When Umar radiallahu anhu was presented to me, he had on him a shirt which was trailing on the ground. They asked, how do you do ta'wil, interpret this dream? O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, religion is what it means. So religion, the practice people have on this is a dream Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is saying, that people they have their qamis, some of them down, and Umar radiallahu anhu all the way down to the ground trailing, is because of how he practiced his deen. Or it could mean that his khilafah would last long. It lasted 10 years and 6 months. Uthman radiallahu anhu's khilafah was the longest. Thereafter it was Umar radiallahu anhu. Because the khilafah was 30 years. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in a hadith that after the khilafah, the Khulafa Rashidun, their period will be 30 years. So you have 12 years of Uthman radiallahu anhu. And a bit more, and Umar radiallahu anhu 10 years and 6 months. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, his was the shortest, just 2 years. And Ali radiallahu anhu was 5 years, 5 to 5.5 years. If we add the 6 months of Hazrat Hassan radiallahu anhu in there also, comes up to 30 years. So it could mean Umar radiallahu anhu because his khilafah, this qamis was trailing down because of his khilafah, that it would be long. Or it could mean Umar radiallahu anhu is practicing upon deen. So it depends, and we know on the day of resurrection some people will be drowning in sweat, depending on the amals that they have done. May Allah protect us. عن ابن عمر رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول بين أنا نائم أتيت بقدح لبن فشربت حتى أني لأرى الري يخرج في أظفاري ثم أعطيت فضلي عمر بن الخطاب قالوا فما أولت يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال العلم متفق عليه. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu narrated he heard Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam say, while I was asleep a bowl of milk was presented to me. I drank from it. Sometimes people see milk in their dream, so it can have different meanings. So I drank from it. I saw its moistness appearing on my nails. Then I gave the rest to Umar ibn al-Khattab. Sahaba radiallahu anhu asked the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, how do you interpret this dream? He said, knowledge is what it means. So seeing milk in a dream can refer to ilm and knowledge. Just like a person that drinks milk nourishes and becomes, has more strength. This is how a person is with their ilm and knowledge. Pure beneficial knowledge. And same way like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions, from this hadith we also learn regarding Umar radiallahu anhu and his ilm that he had of Islam and deen and the decisions that he had made. So these were the hadiths. Now whenever we listen to, like I mentioned last week, the seerah of the Sahabas, we listen with what the qualities that they had, we need to bring them in our life. The kind and hope of Umar radiallahu anhu, the firmness on deen, and how he was immediately responsive when he would hear the Quran to the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ilm that he had, the deen that how firm he was in practicing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also give us these qualities of the great companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.